Hey everyone, welcome back to another high quality foodie feature for you here on the channel, where this time I'm over at Denny's for the very first time here on Peep This Out Reviews because they've got some brand new melts on the menu, and there's one in particular I definitely wanted to check out. And as you already know, it's their Big Dipper melt, and already I'm pretty impressed with the presentation here, guys. This is looking pretty good for takeout. I'm definitely digging that Texas toast action right there with the side of the wavy fries. Let's take a closer look at this one. So as I've already mentioned, what we've got here is a nice sized piece of Texas toast. Two of them actually, obviously housing all the good stuff on the inside. So let's pop it and take a look and see. And as you're gonna find, plenty of melted Swiss cheese with a little bit of mayo mixed in there as well. I gotta admit guys, it's looking nice and melty. Underneath that, obviously, is the main star of the show with this one, the tender pot roast itself. A pretty sizable portion of that mixed in with a decent amount of caramelized onions. And I gotta say, it's looking nice and moist and very wet, very juicy. Can't wait to get into that. But just in case on the side, we've got some dipping action to go in on, some French onion au jus. And I gotta say, guys, I am really excited to get into it just with that alone. This is looking really, really fantastic already. And like I said, a very sizable looking sandwich. And real quick, let me lift one of these halves up here so you can take a closer look at it again from the side. And I got to admit, guys, looking beautiful on the inside there. Lots of nice pot roast action, and I got to admit the presentation is very inviting. So let's not waste any more time on this one. This is the all-new Big Dipper Melt, part of the all-new melts here at Denny's. Let's peep out this flavor. Yes, sir. Definitely digging the high-quality takeout with this container, guys. Take a look at that. The official branding on the very top and the presentation on the inside is very, very awesome. Those wavy fry actions right there. Let me just lift one of these up here real quick, just so you guys can kind of take a look at that. They're kind of like spears of potato, but I love the wavy action here. Let me just try that real quick. Not bad. Lightly salted. Nice and potatoey on the inside there. Nice and soft. Pretty good. A little crispy on the same time. Yep. But as tasty as those fries are, that is obviously not the main reason we're here. Of course, it's going to be for the sandwich itself. So let me put this down. We're going to lift up one of these halves here. And guys, wow, this is very chunky. Take a look at that. That is looking pretty nice, guys. Really, really moist, very tender. I don't even think it really needs that French onion au jus, but we're going to get into it in just a little bit. But guys, again, nice pot roast action, the caramelized onions, and the toastiness of that toasted bread right over there, the Texas toast action. Very lovely situation. So let's finally get into this with a few bites, guys. It's the all-new Big Dipper Melt, part of the new Melts menu here at Denny's. Let's do it. Moist. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That's good. Right off the break, the caramelized onions with that melted Swiss cheese and a little bit of the light mayo that's actually on here. I'm not minding that so much because I'm not really into mayo, but the Swiss cheese itself, guys, a lovely situation. Let me just show this to you again here. You're gonna see a lot of this. It is shredded beef goodness all around. Very wet, very moist, light saltiness, but guys, very flavorful. And the caramelized onions right there, because I'm holding it upside down, you're seeing it on the very top. A lovely situation. The Swiss cheese again, adding a nice accent. And the toast itself here is a little bit on the soggier side because of how moist things are getting, but it's got a light crunch as well, but very delicious. Let's keep going in. Man, very wet. All right, let me flip this right side up, and as you guys can see again, a very meaty situation here. Now this sandwich is a little bit more of a premium, but naturally what you're getting here is a lot of high quality goodness, guys. I'm really feeling satisfied just after that second bite. It's very hearty, very juicy, very moist. Light saltiness and a savory type of flavor from the beef itself. And again, really, really high quality with those caramelized onions in there, guys. Really delicious stuff. I'm almost kind of wishing the Texas toast itself was a little bit crispier at the same time, but considering I had to drive really quick to get to where I'm going right now to film this here, I'm not going to fault it too much for that. But guys, the quality of what I'm having here right now is speaking for itself. Like I said, a little bit more of a premium, but at the same time, it's very moist, very rich, very decadent, and all the flavors are singing. Let's go for a couple more bites, guys. Pretty good. Yeah, and I'm really digging the quality of the Swiss cheese on this one because the flavor itself is not overpowering everything else. I mean, Swiss cheese can be kind of pungent, as most other cheeses can be as well, but with this version that they're using with this, they're really kind of showcasing the fact that the meat is really what's standing out. So I'm digging the Swiss cheese, but I'm loving the fact that it's only an accent to the pot roast and the caramelized onions. And speaking of accents, let me grab this au jus really quick over here, the French onion. I gotta do this very carefully here, and hopefully this is not gonna fall apart. But we're gonna go for a little dunk action here and give this a go. Just at the very end to kind of see what the flavor is going to be. Now I'm thinking this is going to be more like French onion soup action. And I'm thinking with the cheese, it's going to be pretty amazing. Let's give this a shot. Whoa. An increase in salt big time, but French onion flavor to go with everything else. Man, moist, wet, decadent. This is really good. And believe it or not, I'm already getting super full off of just this half here right now. But as you can see, we're gonna go for one more little dip in this action, guys. A lovely situation of goodness all around. And again, Very, very decadent in terms of the overall flavor. And like I've said all throughout the review, it's more of a premium for a sandwich, but even still, the quality is pretty good. This is pretty fun to eat. Yes, sir. Very difficult to film in the car right now to try and do this carefully, but I gotta say, guys, I'm glad I'm giving this one a go for you. My very first review for Denny's here on the channel, and I'm glad I chose this one because the cheesy goodness is accentuating all the awesome pot roast action to go with all the caramelized onions, and when you mix that up with a very decent amount of Texas toast action and just the heartiness overall, you have a nice combination, especially with that French onion au jus. Great stuff. So getting right to it, I'm gonna have to give the Big Dipper Melt, part of the all-new melts here at Denny's, a rock solid 9 out of 10. Guys, this one really delivered across the board for me right now, with the exception of the Texas toast itself not quite holding its own. But again, I'm not gonna fault it too much considering where I had to drive to go do this right now. But even still, the quality of what I had, very delicious. Dipping it into that French onion au jus was definitely a highlight, adding a little bit more saltiness overall, but not so much that it was gonna overpower the flavors of everything else. Love the mild Swiss cheese action and the overall flavor of the pot roast, along with those caramelized onions. Just delicious stuff all around. Okay, so being this is my very first Denny's review here on the channel, what did you personally think of this particular one right now as the inaugural review? Drop some comments down below. Did this thing look pretty enticing to you? Are you excited to check out the melts over at Denny's if you've got them in the area? Drop those comments down below and definitely let me know. And with that, this is Ian K closing out another high-quality foodie feature for you here on Peep This Out Reviews, bringing you brand new content every single week here on my channel. So why stay tuned for the next review coming real soon. In the meantime, stay frosty. Well, I gotta say, I'm probably gonna have to swing back to Denny's a lot sooner than later to check out one of their other melts, guys, because with this one already being pretty amazing right out the gate, I'm more than curious to see what the other ones are like. All right, everyone, until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Hey, thanks for checking out another one of my reviews. But just in case you didn't see the one before this one, you can find it right up over here, along with what I think YouTube's gonna recommend for you to check out as well. As always, I think you'll find something to like in both of them, and I'll definitely catch you in the next one. See ya.